So here are the 4 most affordable buy-to-let hotspots in the UK today. Hello, I'm Jess.
I'm Adam.
We are furthest.com. We help you start, scale and optimize, get you more money, less hassle and your time back. Today, we're going to be talking about the 4 most affordable buy-to-let hotspots in the UK. How do we know that they're the 4? The places we invest. We know.
I know.
We know these.
I run teams of sourcers and renovation managers in all of these areas.
It's not the case that we run these teams in these areas and therefore we are in these areas because for that reason. Exactly. Now, when we say the word affordable, you could substitute that word for highest yielding. It just so happens that as house prices go up, rents don't go up as fast, and therefore the most affordable areas are quite often the highest yielding areas. Not always true. It helps and it's a nice byproduct, but if you haven't got oodles of cash, got small pots of cash, then these are areas you can afford to buy in. But if you've got 10 times as many cash, still buying these areas, just buy 10 houses in these areas. So affordable, yield, interchangeable words, okay? Where is area number 1? In no particular order as well. We're not
going to rank these.
No. These are just no particular order. Area number 1.
Yeah, area number 1 is Yorkshire and Humber. So parts of South Yorkshire, closer to the biggest cities like Sheffield, Rotherham, Doncaster, they work really well. Hull flies under the radar massively. Lots of regeneration going on there. Area. Big student population. And affordable compared to, again, the biggest cities closer to it, like York or Leeds or something. So
the fundamentals
York
are good.
It's great. Yeah,
lots of regeneration going on.
Yeah.
Industry. There's
honestly, one of the biggest reasons why it's
just
good,
busy.
Well, one of the biggest reasons why it's good is because it just flies under the radar. A lot of people think it's exposed, it's out on its own, it's isolated.
People will say there's no industry. What goes on out there? It's out on a limb. You go down that M180 and there's just loads of stuff. Going on. Over the place.
So, great area.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's area number 1. Next area.
Number 2 is Stoke-on-Trent. So Stoke-on-Trent has some similarities with Hull. It's a weird place.
It's four
kind of towns in one place.
Would you also include Crewe in that as well?
No, because Crewe's more expensive and it's closer to Cheshire. But Stoke has, again, similar to Hull, but it's very affordable compared to its sort of Midlands rivals like Birmingham. Nottingham's only 45 minutes away down the A50. The prices are totally different. There's loads of employment, advanced tech, engineering, manufacturing.
So planes, trains and automobiles, big expensive stuff, tens of millions of pounds worth of trains, JCBs.
Yeah, JCB's massive.
Airbus.
I bet 365 head office is there. So you can still buy a house. We bought one last week for 65 grand in Stoke. So Stoke works really well. Great rental demand as well, by the way.
I was going to say, tell you a story about how that feeds in. Who cares who's there? Well, it matters. If on the tenancy application form you've got somebody who's working for Rolls-Royce or whatever, and they want to rent the place and they've got the money to do it because there's good employment in the area. That's very, very typical. Looking at there's some big headline employers, but then the sub-employers, we've got to know when it goes through tenancy referencing, some of the smaller suppliers to Rolls-Royce, for example.
Sure,
they're
exactly.
The £100 million businesses that make the thing that goes in the $1 billion pound thing. So it matters. All of those suppliers and sub-suppliers.
Number 3 is the Tees Valley, so Middlesbrough, Stockton-on-Tees, Hartlepool, loads going on there. Some of the highest yields in the whole country. It's got Freeport status. It's I've got some notes here. Renewable energy, that's what I was thinking of. So much of that going on. Unbelievable.
It's a big change as well. So
unbelievable.
In going back to Stoke, the planes, trains and automobiles thing has been that's the last 20, 30 years. 30 years. JCB's been there even longer.
Yeah.
Been there. We once had an office in the old Rolls-Royce building. It's an Art Deco thing. But the change in that area is it wasn't like that. It is regenerating.
Exactly.
Driving through the area where all the steelworks are and all the thing that's been knocked down. And there's a lot of things where that wasn't good 10 years ago, and now it's changing. So that bodes well for not only is it the fundamentals are good now, they're getting better, and you can see where they're heading over the next
People clearly know this because, the more rental properties being bought there than anywhere else right now. And the final one is Tyne and Wears, like Newcastle and Sunderland.
Yeah.
So they're two massive powerhouse cities. They're huge. Big student populations. There's lots of tech going on around that area. There's major employers across healthcare and engineering. And the numbers.
Yeah, we see. Yeah, those two at northeast. The
Totally.
numbers are very similar.
100%.
Slightly different reasons for investing in, but the fundamentals are they're on an upward trajectory.
But again, bit like Hull, both of those parts of the northeast, people think it's too far away. It's they're disconnected. They're not. There's a massive population of people there. Yeah. So they work really well.
So they are the 4 areas most affordable buy-to-let hotspots in the UK where we're attracted, but we see clients moving to those areas, investing in those areas, taking quite often southern pounds up north. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Just a really quick word before we finish on the cities, towns that we haven't mentioned. So if you kind of touched on it a little bit, if we were talking about Stoke, to the detriment of maybe Birmingham. If we were talking about
like Rotherham or Doncaster instead of Sheffield or something.
Exactly that. Yeah. So
Hull instead of Leeds.
The hotspot names that aren't on that list, the places that we find are the most affordable. You've said it quite a few times. Fly under the radar.
Yeah.
But then they've got this, because they aren't on people's radar, they've got the opportunity to grow more than you'd expect in the future. If you invest in Leeds, Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, the places where you might immediately think up north cities, then quite often we've found this, they're already done. The price has already popped. There's not as many deals in the area. They don't fly under the radar. They're very much on people's radar. So the most affordable places, also the best yielding places, and this is our belief, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, I'm investing in all 4 of these places. The opportunity for future capital growth is not just there, but it's there over and above the cities and places you might immediately be drawn to or think about. So the left field choice, the one that flies under the radar, for me, for us, for our clients, I think is the long-term winner. So thanks for that.
All right.
If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe. It'd be really nice if you enjoyed it, if you could share it with other people as well. Helps the channel grow, gets the message out there. And that's
let us know in the comments if you disagree or agree.
Definitely. We read the comments, we reply. But yeah, expanding the community, it's good for anybody who's a landlord or wants to be. So yeah, spread the word. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.